What is going on, good people? How we doing? Man, it's been a day. It has been a day, but at least it's Friday. You know, it's one of them days, but it's Friday, so we back at it again, which means that we are black at it again. Today we are kicking off our celebration of what this month represents to the culture, to the community. If you don't know, June is Black Music History Month. And I think this is, something that is a play on Black history, but also like Black history, the knowledge, the things that we can pick up about this month and what it represents is infinite because you have to understand that Black folk was at the start of pretty much every genre of music. And I'm not just saying that to, sound like, black people made everything, but, this is one of those things that is starting to get more light, starting to get more attention, whether we're talking about, obviously we know about hip hop, we know about R&B, but rock and roll, country music, it's been black pioneers that's been at the start of all of that. So we try our best to make sure that we honor that. We honor that legacy of the pioneers of our culture by honoring folks who are keeping the true element of what it means to be in music, whether that is soul music, R&B music, gospel music, hip hop, whatever the case may be. Like we try our best to make sure that we're keeping that line intact because it's so important for us to stop every now and then and just pay homage, pay homage to those who are keeping that legacy going. And so our guest tonight is someone who's doing just that. So this has been a long time coming. Let me say that. We tried to connect a couple of times back, I think last year, but fate would have it that it didn't work out that way. But it's all good because we got you at the perfect time this
And we
year,
ain't
man.
here.
So, bruh, man, Dyvurse, man, thank you so much for taking some time to be on with us, Cuddy. How you doing? How you living?
Man, first off, thank you for inviting me for sure, man. I'm doing all good. I was actually in the middle of a painting right now. You feel me? I'm an artist in all ways, so
Yeah.
just trying to get it out.
Okay, there we go, man. That's what's up, man. From time to time, I'll put some chicken scratch on paper and call it a sketch. But, look, sometimes it worked out. Sometimes I'm like, I don't know what I was thinking when I tried to attempt that. But it's all good.
Yeah.
It's a part of the process.
Yeah, sir. Shoot, this one behind me, this was a 3-day one right here.
Oh yeah, that came
3-day
out hard.
process.
That came out hard. Yeah,
Had to
I
throw the
see
logo
exactly
on
what.
there.
Oh, come on, bro. Now you out here paid and then you put it on shirts. So come on, Bill. You
We
killing the
everywhere with
game
it.
right now. You
We
killing the game
everywhere
right
with
now. That's
it.
dope, man. No, I really enjoy sketching, bro. Like I used to sketch a lot when I was younger. I used to draw so
Okay.
many damn Ninja Turtles all the time, bro. I was like, I was if you need an Iron Man, don't come to me. If you want a Leonardo, I got you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I stopped for a long time, and then just going through life and having a tragic experience with the death of my grandmother. I started sketching again like 4 years
Mm.
ago, and bro, I picked it right back up, man. Now I at least sketch something a day now just to get my mind right. You know what I mean? Like it just helped me start my day off or wind down at the end of the night, man. So it's really now a part of just my self care.
Hey man, it all started just how you said you started with the Ninja Turtles. It started like that. You feel me? I used to couldn't do nothing but like scenic stuff and everything. So I just
Mm-hmm.
ventured out. Once I mastered that, I go to the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. You feel me? So
Yeah.
build the craft at all times.
Yeah, man. No, that's what it is, man. But I wanna start this interview off at a recent time, something that happened to you pretty recently.
hmm
You were performing at a show and Fab stopped the show, right?
Yeah.
And for those of y'all who don't know, we talking about Mr. Fab. We're not talking about Fabulous, no, and that's no knock on him. But we talking about someone who means so much to our culture in the Bay Area, who is, I would say, Fab. And people look at me crazy when I say this, but I would say Fab is to the Bay what Drake represents for Toronto.
For sure. For
You know what I
sure.
mean? He's our
Yeah.
ambassador. He really is like our ambassador. I know that's the title that 40 carries too.
hmm
But I mean like just everything. You know what I mean? Not just with the music, but like what's happening in the community, what's going on right now. Like I'm sure he got the game like right now.
I would
You know what I
say
mean? Out
I
there in
say
Boston.
I say like Too Short, the Godfather, 40 the
Yeah,
Ambassador,
yeah.
and Fab is the son. You feel
There
me?
we go.
Like
Yeah,
for sure.
Fab like the diplomat.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
There we go. So I'm gonna put that out there now. But he stopped the show and and gave and took a moment to give you your flowers right then and there, man. I want to start there because one, it's something that we don't see all the time.
Yeah,
Oftentimes
facts.
in the industry that you in performing hip hop, it's always competition. It's
Hmm.
always competition. It's like I can't stop and give this man something because then I look like I'm the lesser. But this was something that he stopped and like just gave you your flowers on your performance, which is a powerful thing. I tell my wife all the time, like I'm not paying to go to no hip hop concert. I'm not paying to go to no karaoke performance, bro. I'm not
Yeah.
doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
it's people like screaming over their own song with the lyrics. It's just
They
I'm not
vocals,
doing it.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not doing it. You know what I mean? So, but that was something he was giving you praise for. Is like you someone that's coming in there. You got your lyrics down, you got your cadence down, you got your breath down,
Hmm.
and you really performing. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
My
Man, that was
question.
a oh my
Go,
bad. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go
go,
ahead.
go ahead, go ahead. You probably going to answer what I was going to say. I was going to ask
Oh,
you, like, how did you feel in that moment, man? Like, to have that moment and share it with that.
yep, I was gonna go there. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah. No, just a little backstory behind that. That was an Oakland live show that he was throwing. And I believe D-Lo was the headliner. And
Mm-hmm.
he had a bunch of A&Rs there and everything, you feel me? So I paid for my slot to get in just like everybody else in the whole thing. And
Mm-hmm.
but the difference between me was everybody was rapping over their music, you feel
Yep.
me? So I came with an actual show set. You know, I knew all my words. I had my hype man, you feel me, was going crazy. I had his family going crazy and
Yeah.
everything. Crowd participation, it's just like endless shows that I done did, you feel me, to where I just got my craft up to that point. And
Yeah.
he noticed it, and it was real love. And aside from that, like I actually stayed upstairs from his first dope air store, you feel me? So
Wow.
I would see him every day already, but that don't mean he just finna give me kudos, you feel me, like
Facts.
all top. We on the stage with it. But
Right.
yeah, it was love. It was love, man. We started from there and kept it rocking.
Yeah, man. I think that's dope, man. And I love to see moments like that. Man, it's not just about like in the industry either. I mean in
Hmm.
everyday life. Anytime like where I see like it's a black man giving praise to another brother, bro. Like I live for those moments, man. Like I really do, and I try my best to do that. Anytime that I'm inspired by someone, like I try to tell them, like, bro, I was inspired by that movie you just made. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because so we need to do that more often, bro. Like, hey, I done got too old to be walking around with a mug on my face, bro, all the damn time.
Exactly, and at the same time, tomorrow ain't promised.
Facts, man.
Say what you feel what you say at all
Absolutely,
times. Like,
absolutely.
I know me. I love to give roses. You feel me? Like I always say, giving roses or giving game, it doesn't make me or break me. You feel me? Like these is my
Mm-hmm.
words to you, and take it and do something with it. You feel me? Like use it as motivation, inspiration, or shoot, just say a simple thank you.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. All of it go a long way.
yep, yep.
Real
It for
talk,
sure
man.
do.
So one thing I appreciate about you, um, there is I know this about myself. Like I always try to seek people who are speaking from an authentic experience.
Yes, sir.
When they rap it. It's on trend and it's been on trend for a very long time, to speak to the detriment of our people, speak to the detriment of our community. And
Hmm.
sometimes this is actually people's real lived experiences, their authentic experience. And we can see the ones who are real, who are speaking from that standpoint. But oftentimes it's people who just, out here because that's the trend, that's the wave, that's what we on right now. So I'm gonna get on this real quick.
Hmm.
One thing I love about you and what you've been able to do for as long as you've been on is that you speak from a real place, man. And I really appreciate that. And I always wonder, like, do you is that something that just comes natural to you, or is it just like I just got to be myself? You know what I mean? Like I'm not trying to chase no wave. I'm gonna get on here and I'm gonna be myself.
Um, it's for surely I'm gonna get on here and I'm gonna be myself. Where I'm coming from with that. It's I used to go by the name of Stuntman, or Lil Stunner, and that was the guy that was riding the wave that everybody else was on and everything, and then
Mm-hmm.
just when I started just gaining more knowledge, you feel me, learning consequences, learning the world, learning life, period.
Yeah.
I switched up my name and I was like, well, it best defines me. Like I say, I'm an artist all around. You feel me? I produce, I literally paint, I draw, I do everything. I'm like Dyvurse. Let's throw a Y and a U in it. That's me.
Yeah.
I feel like, you
Yeah.
feel me. So, but speaking back to the music though, yeah, every single one of my songs, man, is a personal life experience, like for sure, for sure, for sure. And I just try to pull the positive out of every experience, whether it was a negative one, a street one, a travel one,
Right.
a relationship. I take it everywhere, just like everybody else. I just got a different perspective on it.
Yeah, and man, I hope that more of us get on that hype and do that, because that's what really like speaks to someone like me who is just a consumer of it. But I'm always searching. I look at music the same way I look at food.
Hmm.
Like, you feel me?
It gotta
Like,
feed you.
it has to feed me, family.
You
Like,
need your nutrients, man. You need your good
exactly.
feeling music. You feel me? All the way
Yep.
down the chart. All the way
Yep.
down the chart.
And that doesn't mean that every now and then I don't stop at McDonald's or Burger King.
Exactly.
You feel me? It
We
doesn't
on the
mean that
go.
like I'm just like, oh no, it has to be, this way. Like, no, like,
Hmm.
I feel like whatever mood I'm in is going to determine what I'm listening to.
Hmm.
But for the most part, like, I'm looking for something that's gonna feed me. I'm looking for something that's gonna feel good to my soul and my spirit, so that I'm always operating in that frequency. Because I don't care what nobody says, music has an impact on us, bro. I
Oh
don't
yeah.
care. It has a massive impact on us, man. And so, like, to downplay that it doesn't, like it's just music, it's just harmonies. No, it has a major impact on us, especially when it's coming from us. And I
Hmm.
think too that's something else that's so powerful too. You got to think about this. Like, there is one point in our country where music was used to give us code, right? There
Yeah.
was a time when we was in bondage, bro, and the drums would be like, however the drums was playing, like, okay, we gonna ride tonight. Nat
Hmm.
Turner getting ready to come here. Let's get ready for Nat Turner.
Even
Or
down to the slave singing to be able to get out
exactly,
and everything. Like it,
exactly.
it's a music. It really run deep, especially in our roots. Being, you feel me, a
Yep,
black person. You feel me.
yep.
But like, and that's overall why I chose to switch my style up overall. Like I said, I started gaining more knowledge.
Mm-hmm,
I don't curse in any of my raps. You feel me? Now I ain't just
mm-hmm.
saying I'm no saint or nothing. I wouldn't even promote being positive. I would promote doing better, because I got my own trials and tribulations that I've been through,
Facts. Right.
So but yeah, I feel like when I'm on that mic, man, you feel me? It gotta be I gotta be like well aware of my message, because what if this is the one song that reached millions and that's what I get known for, And if
Yep.
I do get known for that, let's go on the business side. I want to be able to be played everywhere, hence the
Mm,
no cursing. So like,
mm-hmm.
and I do it without making it corny. Like that's the key right there, though. You can't be corny with it. You gotta just know how to get your message across, expand your vocabulary. To be that.
So, but even in that process, man, that's hard. That's even hard just in everyday conversation. It's hard for
Yeah,
people, like,
yeah.
not to cuss. You know what I
It's still
mean?
hard for me. I ain't gonna
Yeah.
lie. For sure.
And so, like you say, this is something that you dedicated to. You want to
Hmm.
make music without that, just because, like you say, you never know who's listening or what opportunity may come from a track that,
Exactly.
that you just laid down. So
Hmm.
again, bro, like, this is something that separates you from majority of everyone else. You know what I mean? Like, there are other rappers too that decide, like, I'm not gonna cuss or whatever the case may be. But, like, for real, this really, like, separates you a lot. And then speaking
Appreciate it.
from a experience, because, like you say, not to keep it corny, I've never heard a song. I've never listened to one of your songs and then hit one like, "Ah, I'm gonna skip this one." Never.
Appreciate it, man.
Never. I'm
Appreciate
glued. I'm
it.
glued in. I'm listening to it. You feel me? Like, because I know it's you saying something, and I want to hear what you have to say. So with
Yes,
that
sir.
with that being said, bro, that has to be challenging for you though, bro. I'm sure there's some days where you might want to throw out an F bomb, on one time, and it's like I have to
Nah,
refill that with something else.
honestly, because like I say, well, it all comes from inspiration. I got to be inspired by something. I got to go through something. So
Hmm.
I'm just really writing out my true feelings. I don't really, I done got past that point to where it's like, okay, I gotta put this up in there. I gotta throw the, like you say, the F bomb or whatever.
Right.
I got way past that to the point to where I don't even think of it. Like to be honest, if I was to try to freestyle or something, it's gonna just come out off top. But
Yeah.
when I'm really sitting down and I'm writing and everything, like, nah, I'm on brain is on 100%. You feel me? Like going crazy.
Man, that's incredible. You know what I mean? Because again, and there's nothing that you've ever put out that has been corny. Not one time.
Appreciate that, man.
There's never something that's like, yeah, that's okay. Like never.
Appreciate it.
I've never like listened to any of your tracks and never felt like that. You know what I mean? It's just like
Mm-hmm.
you leave me with wanting more. You know what I mean? Like
Appreciate
I
it.
want more, or I wanna hear the backstory of how like this came together. You know what I mean? Like the
Shoot, man,
thought
ask me. I'll
process.
let you know. Ask me. I'll break down every song to you. You feel me?
Man, yeah, no, that's something that's real. So then let me ask you this, because if I go down that rabbit hole, we're gonna be here all night. So I don't I don't want to keep you, but what I will do is like, so when you come together for a feature,
Hmm.
is that something else that you're looking for? Are you looking for someone that's kind of on that same wavelength where they're not necessarily like every other word is negatives, or you know what I mean, or something else? Or is it just like, I vibe with this person, so I'm go ahead and put my spin on it, and it's gonna come together how it's gonna come together?
It's a mixture. Like, cause I'm not just throwing myself out for features. That's super hard. I'm really just
Right.
focused on my craft to keep it solid.
Yep.
And then when I do come out, it's 9 times out of 10, I'm really picky about who I hop on the track with. You feel me? So if I was
Yeah.
to get in the studio with somebody, it's I ain't even got to say it. They there trying to like match what I do.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't gotta say it. You feel me? I'm like
Yep.
be yourself overall. Be yourself. All I ask is don't do no shooting. We ain't busting guns. We ain't drugs. No, none of that. You feel me?
Right.
Talk about what's really on your heart about this same situation, about the guns, drugs, and sex, but what
Yeah.
you really experience from it. Because how I look at it, man, is people go through a lot of things, but if they had it, if it was their choice, they'd have never chose that path,
Real
or
talk.
if it, or not even choose it. If it was their choice, they would have never went down that road. You feel me?
This is real. This is real. I remember this was few years back now, maybe 3 years, 2 or 3 years. I remember when Messy Marv came back, and he got back on for a minute. They had that bass rock challenge. I don't know if you remember that. And so
Yeah,
everybody was
yeah,
hopping on the bass
yep.
rock and like, rapping about how they was moving. And I
Hmm.
remember just quickly like putting something on my story, like, talk about the real, because I know the real. I come from a family who was in the dope game, but my family was on the other side of the tracks. I come from fiends. You feel
Hmm.
me? So
Hmm.
I know the realities of that. I know, you know what I mean? I know how that when I walk into the house and I smell like that aroma, someone just
Yeah,
got done
yeah,
shooting up. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I know when my dad about to come and start asking my grandmother for money. I lived
yeah.
all that. And it's like none of that is ever expressed in our music. And it's like everybody can't be selling. You feel me?
Exactly,
Like,
and that's what I talk about. Like for sure, I talk about my mistakes because I done been on both sides of the tracks too. I got families on both sides of the tracks also,
yeah,
so I done walked in the house. I done seen needles and you feel me, blood in the bathroom and
yep,
everything from not
yep,
doing it the right way and the whole,
yep,
like we could go down all of that, but it's like overall, once again, it's how you talk about it. How did it really make you feel?
yep.
Because I know it didn't make you get in your ego, because at the end of
Mm,
the day you realize that you hurting somebody, you know.
mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm.
and that's, like I say, that's the place that I come from. Like I got a song called I Ain't Trying, and I
Yeah,
literally list everything that I wasn't trying to do. Now I ended up doing that. I put my foot up in there, just bumping my head, you feel me, and everything. But
right.
the end of the song is the overall goal that came out of, you know.
Yeah.
So and that's featuring Mr. Fab right there.
Yeah. I was gonna say is that's the one featuring Fab.
Yep, yep. Uh-huh.
Yeah, man, and that's a real one, man. I think that one is one of the ones I listen to consistently, man. And I also too like what I try to do, with just like my everyday profession is being an educator, working in higher education.
Yes, sir.
I'm always trying to find ways to connect to our young people.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes I use lyrics to connect to our young folk.
Mm-hmm.
So you are one of the people that I use all the time. It's kids,
Appreciate it, man.
it's young students out here at UCLA that's breaking down your lyrics, bro.
Appreciate it, man, for sure, for sure. Look, I don't know if you put them up on it yet, but I got a song called "Run Me My Book." That's actually
Yeah,
the biggest song that I done did so far. It's at like 100 and maybe 9,000 views on YouTube. We got a video out for it and everything. Dyvurse,
yeah,
"Run Me My Book." Shout out my sis Poetic. Shout out to Sacramento Grand High Drumline.
yeah,
We went crazy, man. And that song is in a lot of school districts doing their thing. They actually use it in some of their curriculums. You feel me? Like, I don't know how they do it or what they do it, but listen, everybody rocking with it. You feel
yeah,
me? Run me
yeah.
my books.
Hey, that's how it should be, man. Because again, I feel, as I was saying before, like we all are influenced by music. You know what I mean? And then to add lyrics on top of the music, not only do we become influenced by the music, but then we become influenced by what we are listening to, one way or
Yeah,
the other. One
yeah.
way or the other, that the message is going to seek through. So to have an opportunity to make an impact on this next generation, I feel is something that's so critical because we see the negative effects of what this is doing. The
Mm-hmm.
other side of it, we see that all the time. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So like, I don't think it's a coincidence. I'm looking at like following certain people on IG, particularly folks who are coming out of New York. And now that, drill music is now at the hub of like New York, you see how these youngsters is moving out there in New York
Yeah.
now with like packing tools and going to schools with choppers and all this other stuff. Like that's no coincidence to me. So it's like, all right, if we know if it can affect this way, if we throw something on here that's on the other side of that, how can that make an impact? How can that
Mm-hmm.
affect? And I think that's something that we have to challenge ourselves as educators to do a little bit more. But that's something that I try to do. So like you, I done threw in many of Ryder J. Clyde's lyrics,
Mm-hmm.
Dub 20s, uh, like a lot of some Freako as well. Like we breaking all this down, especially like so. And I know I'm talking a lot. I got a question for you coming up.
Pittsburgh representative. You feel me? Rep that thing.
But it's important though, right? Because like
Yeah,
at
it
least where
is.
I'm from,
Exactly.
this is how I get down. This is what influenced me. This is what empowered me.
Mm-hmm.
Let's break this down and see if there's something that you can pick up. And then the next assignment is bring me something from where you from that's empowered you. And I'm gonna take a dive at it and I'm gonna listen to it too. And I'm gonna tell you how I feel about it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
it's kind of like that consistent thing of like each one teach one, so but I think I brought that up to say like, bro, like I feel like that's how dope your music is. It's a combination of a lot of things and it goes into your name, being
Appreciate
diverse.
it.
You know what I mean? Like we can throw this on, we can rock out to it. You got some up tempo stuff too that make you want to move as
Yeah.
well. You know what I mean? And then there's the other element too, where it's like we can teach with this. This is something that we can use to teach. This is something we can use to inspire. So like, let's go ahead and do that. Let's inspire
Mm-hmm.
by throwing on, like these songs that's out here, that's talking about something that's real. And then just getting feedback from like the students and they, having them then turn around and do the same thing with those of us who are quote unquote in the seat to educate folks. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like that's something that I just want to give you, your flowers on, fam, because not everybody can do that. I can't do that with everybody. I can try, but it ain't gonna come out right.
Man, I accept and receive that for sure, for sure. Like the sauce how that I came up with is just to find a get that beat that basically your soul can't deny. You feel me? Because I feel like music speaks to the soul. So
Mm-hmm.
and we originally from the Bay Area. We come from the
Yep.
funk and everything. So
Yep.
it's like I try to incorporate everything within to the production, and then I add the message in there. It's some songs some songs I go crazy with the message. Other songs I throw hints of the message in there. That's
Mm-hmm.
just those ones that I would say is for like the youth right there, because the youth ain't gonna pick up all knowledge. It may go around their head, but if you got something that's doing they snap that they could do their whole dance to, you
Yep.
feel me, and everything,
Yep.
they
Yep.
gonna pick it up. They gonna be dancing, and after the fifth time they hear the song, they gonna be like, "Hold on, what he say? Rewind that." Oh,
Yep.
that's my phone go right now.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. You back now?
But
We hear you.
yeah, it's a you feel me? I just try to give them a new way of thinking with it, man, because I didn't have no OGs to tell me how to move growing up. You feel me? I would have for surely went a couple different routes if I could have, versus learning. You feel me? And it ain't no
Yeah. Yeah.
regrets, nothing. It ain't nothing like that or anything. You feel me? But if we had that person to tell us, "Hey, go this way," it'll make the life much more better.
Absolutely,
For
man.
sure, for sure.
A lot of us had to learn what to do by looking at what not to do,
Yes, sir.
and
Yes, sir.
that lesson is a hard lesson. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's I mean, on one hand, it's like, bro, messed up. I'm not doing that. But when you say that about somebody that you care about, when you say that about someone who maybe at one point in your life was your hero at one point,
Mm-hmm.
that's a hard lesson. You feel me? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and it can make things murky a little bit too. But like that's the unfortunate aspect of it. But since we on that note, man, I want to talk to you a little bit about just being from where we from. You know what I mean? I feel like at one point I'm old enough to remember when it wasn't a scene
Mm-hmm.
of rap in Pittsburgh.
We wasn't
It,
even on the map.
we was not on the map. You hear me? We were
At
not
all, bro.
on the map
At
for
all.
nothing. For nothing. We were not on the map, bro. And I also came up during a time where it wasn't cool to be going to other places.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like it wasn't cool for to be out here in Oakland and you from Pittsburgh or out here in
Mm-hmm.
Richmond. I grew up during that time period where like the slang was different too. They used to get on us for saying bro, but now everybody say bro.
Everybody named Mama say, bro, man. You see, me, I'm like a all around Pittsburgh type of kid. You feel me? Like,
Yeah.
um, unfortunately, I don't. Me and mom's wasn't too stable. She a single mother. She did everything she could for me. We always had a roof over our head, but we was always moving. So I stayed in every city in the Bay, but no matter what city I stayed in, I always went to school in Pittsburgh. So
Mm-hmm.
I did Heights Elementary, Hillview, and Pittsburgh High also. But
Yep.
then I did my third grade in LA though. I did independent study. I did everything. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
My second home is Oakland. I went to high school out there.
Yep.
Um, came back to the P, graduated at Pitt. Like I was everywhere with it. So like to go back to us talking about Pittsburgh, like I just became well versed in everything as far as traveling.
Yeah. Yeah. And
For
and I, and
sure.
I think that helps out a lot, man. You know what I mean? Because it allows you to see like different perspectives
Yeah.
and not be so quick to hop on somebody because they from somewhere that's different from where you from.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It takes time to like just kind of understand like over here they got their own culture too. It's still Bay, it's still a Bay culture,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a little different from where I'm at over here with it. And I
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's dope too. So as I got older, I started moving out a little bit. Like I was playing basketball, so my AU team was based out in North Oakland.
Mm-hmm.
That's really when I got on Fab because being, I played it in North Oakland. That's all they were slapping was
Yeah.
was,
Yeah.
was, was Fab back then. So I'm just like listening and like taking it in and soaking it in. And this is also around the time too where the figures was going crazy. The figures was on
Mm-hmm.
all of the three times crazy stuff, and so it was a good time to be like, yeah, this is where I'm from. You know what I mean? But I still move very, very due diligently. Like I wasn't trying to mess up or say the wrong thing because oftentimes I was out of my element. I was always hooping somewhere where like I'm in Oakland, I'm in East Oakland, I'm in North Oakland, I'm in West Oakland. Sometimes we
Yeah.
would hoop in the Y in Richmond. So it's like I'm gonna be cool. You feel me? Like
Yeah.
I'm doing my thing, but I'm gonna be cool. But when it's time to like put something on, like I'm gonna put on this jack real quick. Let me see how y'all ride
Mm-hmm.
ride to this real quick. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna slap this because at the time it just was like the supernatural camp.
Yeah.
like smashing it and all them. Like, I'm gonna see how y'all vibe to this, and then now we connecting. Now we breaking bread with each other, and now we building something. And I think again, that's the dope thing about music, man. But my question to you, just being like you said, being someone who's well rounded. You had time in Southern California, and other places around the Bay. But I'm claiming you as one of our own.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm Pittsburgh
Yeah, yeah,
all
for
day.
sure. So for you to be from the P, bro, and to be an artist that represents like a particular content of rap, but also to still have like the respect of a lot of people. I caught you on a live last week on the late night. You was on a live, but then like some brothers on there talking about like trying to do something together, and you asked a question like, so what is it gonna take for us to rock together? You feel me?
hmm
Like, y'all talking about it, but like, let's do it. You feel me? Like,
hmm
let's put something out, and then you got on the live and kind of expressed that, bro. Like, how does that feel to have like when you say something, bro, people listen to you, fam, and that's something, again, being from where we from, that don't happen all the time, man. But you have a commanding presence about yourself where people will at least listen to what you got to say.
I mean, how does it feel? It's honestly a blessing off top because I mean, how I look at it is as far as we talking Pittsburgh right now. How I look at
Yeah,
it as far as the city go, man, is like I said, I'm well versed, so I'm literally everywhere. Like
yeah.
I'm everywhere. I got a show at the State Fair next week. I'm doing a Juneteenth show. I got a show
There we
next
go.
month in San Diego. Like I'm everywhere. But so when I'm experiencing all of these things, and I come back to the city, it's first thing is like, okay, who's doing what? Okay, now I see the whole circle of who's doing what, but this circle ain't going outside of Pittsburgh though.
Mm-hmm.
So then I'm like, okay, so what we got to do then? Because I know everybody outside of the
Mm-hmm.
city. You feel me? And I know all of y'all. But the only difference is that I'm traveling with it.
Mm.
And I'm trying to actually expand outside of the Bay, outside of California, even more. Like
Right.
I've been doing it with Texas and Ohio and little sprinkles in New York like that. But as far as like really making an impact,
Yeah. Yeah.
I would say Ohio. That's kind of the next spot, like for
Mm-hmm.
sure. But back to Pittsburgh though, like I'm just trying to get them to expand because we all got the same dream. It's just about how hard we gonna go for it. And everybody already kick it every day. You feel me? I'm not in the P every day, but
Yep.
everybody, the circles.
Yep.
So it's like what's the next step? And
Yeah.
I just try to provide that next step. It's not a put on. I'm just trying to open a door.
Yep.
Open the door. Hey, go walk that way. See
Yep.
what happened.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
be some type of motivation, man. Because a problem with us Bay Area artists is that we get comfortable in the Bay Area. We get stuck in the Bay Area, let alone
Mm.
getting stuck in our own city. And
Mm.
that's not something that I really want to see.
Yeah.
Like me as a Bay Area artist, I'm trying to get out of the Bay Area, like for sure, super good as
Right.
far as networking, as far as expanding my shows and everything.
Yeah.
So that's a team that I'm trying to build up with it
Yeah.
off top.
Yeah. Man, I definitely can relate to that, man. Like, I always tell people, bro, I'm hardly home, but I'm always rapping. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
I stay in LA, but I'm glued to what's going on in my city. Whether
hmm
it's from a political standpoint, from an educational standpoint, and also what's
hmm
happening in the community. Like, I'm glued in. I know the folks who making those moves, and I want to help. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Well, our city's
So
so small, we kind of don't got no choice.
we don't have a choice, fam. We don't. And like you said, man, it's about keeping that door open. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like it.
Yeah.
I didn't leave to just be like, I'm gone, peace. You know what I mean? Like,
hmm
you know, while I am here, there's opportunities, and I know the path I took led me to these kind of opportunities. I
Yeah.
also know that these opportunities only happen, like you say, if you're willing to be uncomfortable for a little bit and get out your comfort zone.
And see, that's the key word right there, being
Yeah,
uncomfortable. Yeah, I always say if you're comfortable, then there's something wrong.
yeah.
Like you gotta keep going, keep striving for everything, and bring something back to the city. Like my bring back was and I'm not done yet at all. But my first give back was bringing 106 Cameo to Pittsburgh.
Come
I
on.
brought lawyers, I brought A&Rs, and I did a whole event. well, shout out Gager, the tech company. You know, I threw an event under their name because I had a 2-year contract with them.
Yeah.
But X-Rated, when he first got out of jail, that was the first event he pulled up to. You know, and the
Come
overall
on,
thing
man.
was each artist that paid the performance fee. So it's like I'm gonna break it all the way down. I had each artist pay $100. For the $100, you got to interview on the podcast, and you got to interview in front of the whole audience, and then you got to perform one of your songs with your video playing in the background. After that, you go sit down and have a talk with a lawyer, get some lawyer advice, and then you go sit down with Cam Neal, the radio station that we've been dreaming about to talk to shake hands with. I had Rick Lee up there, DJ Black Mark, who else? Legendary Gary Archer, man. Everybody was up in the building, you know. So, and that's something that no knock to any other artist in the Pittsburgh area. You feel me? But
Yeah.
I've never seen that done, you know. And
No.
I'm just trying to keep that type of thing coming, spread some type of light on our city. But our city got to be willing to accept it, also, you know.
Man, hey, that's key too. You know, it has to be met on the other side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, like, as you was talking, like, yeah, I ain't never seen nothing like that. The biggest thing I think I ever saw was like the showcases that Underdog Music Store used to put on back in the day.
Yeah, for sure,
You
for
know what I
sure.
mean? I remember them showcases, you know.
That was
yeah.
what, Channel 26 with
Channel 26, baby.
Dutterman and Crook. You feel
Yes,
me?
sir. Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
they're my boys. Shout out to them, man.
Shout outs to them, man. Shout outs to Underdog, man. I used to be there every Tuesday, man, getting something new, man. Because back then, No Limit was heavy, so they used to drop something every Tuesday. So I was in there.
They had it all up in that shelf for sure.
Yeah, yes, indeed, man. It did picking up what was coming on, what was happening out the city too. So, but yeah, man, that's a beautiful thing, bro. And here's the dope thing about you doing that is that someone else gonna pick up. Someone else gonna say, "Can we add something else to it?" Someone else gonna reach out to you and see how you put that play together. And now it's all starting to come together as we see the full picture. One of the first things you said is that you want to make sure that you are presentable to do business because you never know when an opportunity may strike. Now, if you were someone out here as eloquently as you put your rhymes together, but still talking about going out, you know, and I'm about to go find the ops and do all this other stuff, the opportunity probably wouldn't have came to you.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and that's just something that you got to be blessed for. Cause I ain't gonna lie, within music, you gonna quit a lot of times. I done quit probably 200-300 times, you know. But every time I get ready to quit, it's always something big and drastic that comes my way. You know, like I ain't gonna lie. At one point, I was discouraged, and then out of nowhere, now I'm opening up for Jadakiss. It's like, oh, okay.
Come on.
You feel
Come
me?
on, bro.
Another time I was down. Here come David Banner.
Come
Okay.
on.
Like,
Come on, bro.
you feel me? It's like, so it is, you just can't ignore the signs at all. You got to keep going. It's going to be a struggle. Just pick it. Which one of your struggle?
just because this is your passion, just because this is your purpose.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
does not mean that it comes without struggle. You're going to have to struggle so you can realize the purpose behind your passion. If there's no struggle, then what's the point? You know what I mean? So, like, yeah, that's going to come. That's going to come regardless. But, you know, shout out to you to keep on keeping your ear open to the sign, man, because, you know, some of us don't. You know, and as you were saying, I was thinking about Nip because they was asking him, I think it was Big Boy he was talking to. He was like, the only thing I didn't do is I didn't quit.
That's it.
Kept going.
You went through every emotion. Every emotion, for real.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing I feel like I'm doing currently is just going through every emotion. Once I got past the basics, I learned that everything sort of is the basics. It's just in a different money bracket. You know, that's it. So once you know how to do things, you know how to do them. You just got to apply them, you know, and everything will start coming in. Don't look at your family to support you. I'm not saying that in like a weird way or anything, because how I look at it is when I come back to Pittsburgh, call me Braxton. Like, that's what you know me as. We went to school together. We went to church together. We went to, you feel me, Boys and Girls Club together. Like, we did everything together growing up. That's who you know. You know, other people know me as Stunner. Other people know me as Dyvurse. But when I come home, I just want that. I'm over here getting lost, just going off.
Like, it's good.
No, but it's real stuff though. It's just when I come home, man, I want that genuine love. You feel me? And oh, that's what I was saying. Don't look
Yeah.
to the family for support like that, because the whole thing is to go out and get supporters. Everybody, your family and all the people you grew up with, they gonna support you once they see everybody else doing it.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how it is. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't never get mad at anybody or anything. You feel me? That don't see it yet. I
Yeah.
mean, by now everybody see it now, but when they
Right.
didn't, I was
Right.
just like, all right, I'll be back. You feel me?
Yep.
Work harder.
Yep.
Like, and that's the attitude that you gotta have.
You gotta have it, man. You know, and I definitely feel that. I know exactly what you're talking about, man. Because it was a
Hmm.
moment there. I forgot I had cousins for a minute, bro. and then the Super Bowl thing happened. Oh, hey, yeah, I
There
got
everybody go.
there they
Okay.
go. Real talk, man.
It
But
be like
nah,
that
so
sometimes.
it be like that, and that's okay. Like you said, man, it's all a part of the journey, bro. It's not meant for everybody to see it when you see it. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? But when people see it, it's because they have seen your actions.
Hmm.
That
Exactly.
and nothing speaks louder than your actions
Hmm.
speaking for you. Period. You know what I mean?
That's facts.
This is big
That's
facts,
facts.
man. Well, bruh, I don't want to keep you up too much, man. I appreciate your time, man. But more importantly, bro, I just want to make sure that I had an opportunity to tell you thank you, bro. Thank you for what you contribute to this space, to this genre, and to this culture. You know what I mean? This is a part of this series is just to honor our music, our culture, bro. And you are one of the people that has always been upfront with the content that you present. I can tell by listening that it's coming from a real vulnerable space that often sometimes people try to hide and try to stay away from. But you've always represented yourself in that way, bro. And I appreciate it so much, man. And I'm, not only am someone who is a fan of you, bro, but I'm also inspired by your moves, King. So I just want to tell you
Appreciate
that,
it.
bro.
Appreciate you, man. I'm thankful for them words, and I received them off top for
Yes,
real.
sir. Yes, sir, man. Well, yeah, man. Keep doing what you're doing, bro. Hopefully we can tap back in when you got another summit, when you put something else together, man, and maybe we can do something in person one day.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. New music coming soon. Stay tuned, man. Tap the
Yeah.
link in the bio. If you don't
Yeah.
know, now you know.
Now you know, man. Now you know for sure, man.
Appreciate
Well,
you,
man.
brother, once again, man.
Yes, for sure, bro. Thank you, man, for everything you're doing. Keep it pushing, fam.
At all times.
Yes, indeed, man. You have a good one.
All right, you too.
Peace, King. There it is, man. Boy, Dyvurse. If you're not up on his music, be sure to check him out. This is someone who makes quality music that's gonna feed you. It's not, and most of the time when you hear people say stuff like that, it's like, oh, that shit gonna be corny. I ain't even gonna. I'm telling you, it's not that at all. You know what I mean? Everything that you're looking for, whether it's the production aspect of, like you heard him say, he produces his own things. If it's from the production aspect of it, he got it. If it's from the content aspect of it, he got it. If you're looking for someone who's going to be crazy with wordplay, he got it. If you're looking for someone that has a dope cadence, he got it. You know what I mean? If you're looking for someone that's going to bring you different subject matters within what they rapping about, he got it. You know what I mean? So again, man, that's the boy Dyvurse, man, coming directly out of Pittsburgh, California, man. One thing I'm always gonna do is make sure that when it's time to have people on, especially coming from places where I'm coming from, we gonna have them on. We gonna have a chance to break down and break bread and just have a good time. But again, man, there's someone who I listen to, somebody that I'm inspired by. I love his music, I love his content, and it's nurturing. You feel good listening to it. And it doesn't mean that everything that he's talking about is coming from a good place, but you feel good when you hear it because it's a perspective that's needed more. You know what I mean? We need that more. The same way we feel when Kendrick drops something, or the same way we feel like when J. Cole drops something, or someone else who's like your favorite artist, like the way that you feel when they drop something, that's how I feel when I listen to Dyvurse. You know what I mean? He just one of those dudes that's dope what he putting out, and it's coming from a real place, man. So shout outs for y'all for tapping in with us. I know we second or halftime about to be in game 4, so I'm about to tap on now and get ready to go cheer on the Dubs. You know what I mean? Dubs and 6. that's how I'm feeling. I'm staying with it until it ain't, till it is, until it ain't. But that's what I'm calling it out. But tomorrow we coming right back again tomorrow morning with someone who's super dope as well. Same kind of person as far as being authentic in what they put out. But we're talking about it from another perspective within our culture, which I think is something that's going to be dope for us to tap into. So tap in with us tomorrow morning. We'll have on the boy King Zaid. You know what I mean? Third generation outlaw RBG family. Come from that Shakur tree. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, that Mutulu Shakur. You hear me? Yeah, coming from that lineage. So yeah, we gonna break bread with our brother tomorrow. But again, shout out to Dyvurse for being on today. And y'all have a good one, man. Stay safe. Y'all going out tonight. Be careful. Stop acting like COVID ain't out here, y'all. It's out here. Be careful. Protect yourself. Protect your family. Peace.